Hello students, welcome to biology class. In the last video, we discussed central nervous system. It consists of two organs, the brain and the spinal cord. The brain has three parts, forebrain, midbrain and hindbrain. Forebrain controls our voluntary actions. Midbrain forms a connection between forebrain and hindbrain, and hindbrain mostly controls our involuntary action. The spinal cord is an organ that transmits messages from body parts to brain and from brain to body parts. It also controls our reflex actions. So, in today's video, we shall discuss reflex action and reflex arc and the peripheral nervous system. Students, reflex actions are certain body responses that are immediate and do not require any thinking process by the brain. Such actions are referred to as reflex actions. So, a reflex action may be defined as a spontaneous, automatic, and mechanical response to a stimulus that is controlled by the spinal cord without the involvement of the brain. It means reflex actions are those actions that do not require any thinking process, so that is why they don't involve brain. The messages are processed and the answers, the responses are generated through the spinal cord. Some examples of reflex actions are like the blinking of eyes. If someone suddenly comes and make a movement in front of our eyes, immediately our eyes blink. We do not think about blinking, but it blinks. Whenever a food of our choice is in front of us, our mouth starts to water. It means saliva starts to get generated. This is again an example of reflex action. Immediate withdrawal of hand when touched by a hot object unknowingly. If unknowingly we touch a hot object, suddenly we drag our hand backward. This is again an example of reflex action. In the same way, if we are walking barefoot and suddenly if we step on any sharp object, for example a nail, immediately we withdraw our leg. This is again an example of reflex action. Reflex arc is the pathway that is followed by sensory and motor nerves in a reflex action. So this pathway that is followed during the reflex action is referred as reflex arc. Now here is a flow chart that shows the reflex arc. The stimulus is sensed by the receptors. It is received by the receptors that are present in the sense organs. These stimulus from the receptors are sent to the spinal cord through sensory neuron. In the spinal cord, these messages are interpreted and a response is generated. This response is brought to the effector organs, that is the muscles or the glands, through motor neuron, and in these effectors the action or the response is generated. So this is the pathway that is followed by a reflex action, and this pathway is referred to as reflex arc. Again, let us see the steps that are followed during reflex action. Number 1, sense organs receive the stimulus. Sensory organs convey this stimulus to the spinal cord. In the spinal cord, the stimulus is interpreted and it gives an appropriate command to motor neurons. Motor neurons convey the messages to effectors, that is the muscles and glands, and the effectors then execute the effect by neuromuscular movements, that is referred to as response or action. The next topic is, what is the importance of reflex action? Number one, it produces immediate response to a harmful stimulus, like touching a hot object is a harmful stimulus. So we need an immediate response. This is produced by reflex action. If it has to process to the brain, it will take a longer time. By that time, the harm must have been done. So that is why these reflex actions are controlled by spinal cord, so that the pathway is short and immediate responses can be generated. Number two, it reduces the overloading of brain. And number three, it increases the chances of survival of an organism, as it saves us from harmful stimulus by generating an immediate response. The second type of nervous system is peripheral nervous system, known as PNS. PNS comprises of nerves that connect the central nervous system with different parts of the body. It means the central nervous system and the body parts are connected through peripheral nervous system. Peripheral nervous system includes both sensory neurons as well as motor neurons. These contain two types of nerves. Peripheral nervous system contains two types of nerve. Number one, cranial nerves that arise directly from the brain. There are 12 pairs of cranial nerves that arise from brain. 12 towards the left hand side of the body and 12 towards the right hand side of the body. So collectively they form 12 pairs. The second type of nerves are the spinal nerves. They arise from the spinal cord, and there are 31 pairs of spinal nerves that arise from the spinal cord. 31 nerves on the left hand side, 31 nerves on the right hand side. So collectively they form 31 pairs. The last type of system is autonomic nervous system, commonly referred to as ANS. It is a self-governing nervous system. Actually, it is a part of peripheral nervous system and is primarily a motor system. It consists of motor neurons and it regulates the involuntary actions of the internal organs. It controls the activity of internal organs like heart muscles, glands, smooth muscles of blood vessels, digestive system, respiratory system, and the reproductive tract. And autonomic nervous system is of two types, sympathetic and parasympathetic. Both these systems work antagonistic to each other. It means they work opposite. If one system initiates a particular function in the internal organ, the second system will put an end to it. That is why they are antagonistic to each other. The assignment related to the topic that we have discussed today, students, is available on the school website. You are required to answer those questions in your biology notebook, and in the next video we shall start our discussion with endocrine system in humans. Thank you very much.